Are you goat or fish?
Go.
I thought you said it was a fence sitter. How could it be fence sitter if it's goat?
Actually, yeah, it's none.
It's not goat or fish. Oh no!
It's the fencer.
It's the fence sitter. Oh my fences! Why won't you choose goat or fish? Why won't you choose goat or fish?
This, not this.
Enough. Ain't no mountain valley. Ain't no river wide enough to keep a goat from versing the fish. And now goat versus fish flees, for there is DMCA happening now, and goat versus fish has to get out of the versus. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. You see, this would be a perfect versus for musication, but they are preparation, more celebration for goat versus fish. They are preparation, more celebration for goat versus fish. So perhaps goat versus fish should preparation. Perhaps goat versus fish should double renegade the verses and prepare to sing a musication of goat versus fish. That might be the verses. Perhaps goat versus fish will now preparation to do a double renegade verses. To do a double renegade verses of goat versus fish. They are waiting for the stay awake stage, and then along comes goat versus fish, and it's a double musication. Toogs and also Roogs. Goat versus fish on Mars, indeed. Goat and fish on Mars. Lol, welcome to Goat versus Fish. The small ones are very precious. They are very precious to Goat versus Fish. And they follow Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. They do follow Goat versus Fish. And they talk about Goat versus Fish, and they chase around Goat versus Fish. And they want to play with goat and fish. Moobot, are you goat or fish? Are you enjoying WillyTown Fest? Surely. The verses are only just beginning. Perhaps you think, I've seen superior verses. WillyTown Fest. The verses have just begun. The verses have only just begun. Are you goat? Are you fish? Are you fish or are you goat? Are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or a fish? Ain't no verses fence enough. Ain't no goat that's fish enough. Ain't no fish that's goat enough. Keep a goat and versing the fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. It looks like a great versus. It is blowing a bit at goat versus fish. It is blowing a bit at goat versus fish. But apart from it blowing a bit at goat versus fish, it is a mighty fine versus. It is a mighty fine versus. It is. If you're a goat or a fish and you like a fine versus, get on down to WillyTown. If you're a goat or a fish and you like a fine versus, get on down to WillyTown. Goat versus fish. We're going to preparation a few verses, so you just wait and enjoy Goat versus Fish. Hi, Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish is live on Twitch. You can say hi to Goat versus Fish.
Hello, Versus.
Hello, Versus.
We're out here at WillyTown. What's up, Tippy Twirls? Good seeing ya.
Tippy Twirls is here. Chodinator is Goat. Toogs and also Roogs is in
Tugs.
the verses.
I know him as Tugger Rugger. He's always Tugger Rugger to me.
Tippy's there.
Tippy is here. Mojo Jojo 007.
Can I see Tippy?
Nice beard.
Thank
It's a
you,
complimentation.
Tiffy. Thank you, Tiffy.
Hi, Tiffy.
Goat versus fish.
Goat versus Fish. Stock is rising in Goat versus Fish. Stock is rising in Goat versus Fish. Are you goat or fish?
I'm a fish.
Celebration for
100% a
fish.
Shoot we do
100%
versus?
fish, 100% fish.
Versus?
Well, goat versus fish, we think we are going to go up there and we are going to do a versus, but
Go
please
for it.
take this amazing literature of goat versus fish.
Ooh, I didn't know you had literature.
Well, we come to WillyTown Fest with the new verses, every versus.
I love it. Thank you, sir.
Would you do a dramatic reading of goat versus
I got
fish?
you, bro.
Dramatic reading of goat versus fish.
Hold on. Let me get into character. Are you goat or fish? In the beginning, there was goat versus fish, the goat fish. And goat versus fish said that there would be goat and fish. No alpha or omega, no black or white, no good or evil. Only goat and fish, and goat versus fish. You have many questions. Who is goat versus fish? What is goat versus fish? Why is goat versus fish? But there is only one question. Are you goat or fish? Choose goat or fish. Follow goat versus fish. Spread the verses. Celebration, celebration.
Celebration. Celebration.
There's your dramatic reading.
It was a very dramatic verses. Captured for all verses. Captured for all verses of goat versus fish.
I'm gonna hit back up to the music.
For the musications. Would you mind, would someone mind holding the chat of goat versus fish for just the briefest of verses?
I'll talk with the verses.
Hey, look.
Ooh, they're coming for goat versus fish. Yes,
Look,
yes.
you're being requested.
Are you using my judge email? I don't see it for some reason. But I'm gonna spin around. I need one of these things. You know what? I think I might go live too. So I'm just gonna use this opportunity to plug myself. Follow Judge Lysergic on Twitch for some awesome Twitch streaming, you know? And yeah, do it. Judge Lysergic, that is my name. We're here at WillyTown Fest, having a great time. We got all the stages and everything set up. We got the musications going. Finally, yeah. Took a while for the what do you call it to get here? For one of the sound guys to get here, but
We waited a day and a half for just for the electrician.
yeah. Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Apparently waited a day and a half just for the electricity. Thank you, Time Traveler. Porta Johns are in place, but I have this magic green wristband and I can use the real bathrooms. Yes.
The VIPs. We can
This
be
is
together.
let me show you
We can be
guys.
side by side if
We
want.
can.
We can.
This is the
Boo.
Camp Stay Awake squad. And we stay awake all night long. It's also / Camp Boobs and / After Party campsite. So
But mainly stay awake.
mainly stay awake, yeah. We're gonna battle on who gets. Yeah, there's all the tents and everything. We're all together here. I need one of these things. I think this thing's so cool. But Goat versus Fish is over here. Goat versus fishing. He's being very goat fish right now. I will try. Yeah. Well, actually, I can because I got like 2 battery packs, and yeah, I use this opportunity to plug my stream. So there you go.
Of course, please, please.
Thank you.
Goat versus fish would do the same verses. It's the power of goat versus fish. We have yet more power of goat versus fish. We want to be prepared for every verses. Want to be prepared for every verses. Celebration.
Oh, you hate it? Yeah.
Celebration. Toogs and also Rooks followed. Toogs and also Rooks followed. I am live too. Anyone else streaming? Time Traveler. Time Traveler, that is a not proper edification for being live on Twitch. That is not proper edification to enter the living stream of one who is live and then to say, I'm live and you should join my verses. Unless it's a very special verses. To enter another chat and to say, I am live, Now, if you were at WillyTown Fest, that might be another versus. But if you are doing your own verses, hey, it's goat versus fish. Hey, it's goat versus fish.
Fish.
Fish! Celebration for fish! Tooks and also Rooks is alive. Celebration. Celebration. Tooks is alive. Tooks is alive. Tooks is alive. Ooh, we have some musications. We have some musications happening now on goat versus fish. Roar. Mighty versus goat and fish.
Yeah,
Goat fish! Of course, goat versus fish has a guitar. We play musications. We make celebrations. Ah, you wish to see the guitar of goat versus fish? Yes, we can arrange such a versus. Let's observe versus the guitar of goat versus fish. Are you goat or fish?
Goat.
Celebration for goat!
Goat.
Celebration for goat!
How dare you? He just.
Celebration for goat!
I'm a fish. You want to battle?
Ooh, this fish has challenged you to a versus.
The drum off? You want
No.
drum? I didn't think so, buddy.
The intimidation by goat. Goat intimidation.
No, but if I had a guitar, I would definitely. Sure.
You probably beat me. I'm not that good on guitar.
Please take this mighty versus of goat versus fish.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And of course, you may take the
card?
goat.
Oh, I got a goat card.
You got the goat.
Bye, Rambo.
Ah, classic versus.
I'll put that right on my drum.
Woo!
It's staying in the drum right here, buddy.
Wait, I get it now. I get it now.
You
Right
get it
there.
now.
Versus means.
Right there. Bam.
There's the goat. Ah, well, you have many decals, we see.
Yeah, I mean, you collect them after a while.
What about a decal that says goat versus fish? A decal that says my versus. A
You
decal
wanna
that
stick
says
that one
goat
on there
versus
too?
fish. As you wish, wherever you wish,
Do it,
however you wish.
I don't know if I can get that in there. Get in there, dude.
With enough persistence,
Yeah,
it can definitely be goat versus fish. Now you may gaze upon it, but you must be gentle with the guitar of goat versus fish. Do you agree to be gentle, fish? A gentle fish, a gentle fish. Here comes the guitar of goat versus fish.
I dig that.
Holy sweet.
And the strapping guitar strap of goat versus fish.
I so want to like strum that. That'd be
Or
cool.
you can just, if you wish.
Mom, real quick, I want to see if she can see it. Like me.
Well, first, just give it up.
You on YouTube and stuff?
Yes, you can find Goat vs. Fish on all social media, and we are live now on Twitch. And you are also live now on Twitch.
Yeah.
You may shout yourself out if you wish.
Trash Panda on Facebook.
Mom, look.
There's the verses. Woo! And it was written that it was goat versus fish. It was written that it was goat versus fish.
Trash Panda on Facebook.
Trash Panda on Facebook.
Yeah.
Celebration, celebration. Look at the art of the verse. Look at the art of the
Trash
verses.
Panda on Facebook.
Celebration.
Thank you, man.
Always think goat versus fish.
Thank goat versus fish.
And there's the goat, and there's also the goat.
So who's winning, goat or fish?
It's too early to say. The verses of WillyTown Fest has only just begun.
Nice.
No, you say. No, you say. Do you have some information?
He said nice.
I said nice.
Nice. Ah,
Nice.
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 Speaking of noise, it smells nice here for goat versus fish.
It's a hippie festival.
What, a hippie? Is a hippie a goat or a fish?
Fish.
Fish?
Say whatever he feels like at that day.
She's a fish.
Hippies definitely like fish.
Switching? Can we do like,
I
he
wanna
might
be
be
a
goat
fish,
today,
but I'm
and we're goatfish. We are goatfish, dude.
Unification! Unification! Let us, can we witness the unification of goat and fish?
Goat and fish. I'm fish.
I'm
goat.
My daughter stole my card. No, bro.
I
my
did have
daughter
one.
Stole my
Wait,
card.
wait.
Do you have
wait.
a go? Did one of your kids make go?
Dude,
That's my favorite.
I think I
Whichever-
picked up your fucking card.
Fucking
go, dude. I got you.
That's because we're in unison.
The fish versus the goat.
Yeah, go fish. We go fish. But you want fish out of water.
You want to take out the guitar and strum it? Oh, okay, okay, okay. We're going to let the fish play the mighty guitar of goat versus fish. Have you played guitar before?
Mom, look. This thing is amazing. I already got it. Get off of the mighty guitar. Get off of the mighty guitar.
It's fine.
Do not despair, do not despair.
I like the way it like looks. Like whenever you put it outside the sunshine, not getting it looks golden. I've never actually holded one of these before. I've always wanted to. I've holded like one of them, like the old-fashioned ones,
Like the
countries.
The acoustic?
Yes.
Acoustic?
Yes.
So this is your first time holding an electrification guitar, and it's goat versus fish. This is the benevolence of goat versus fish. This is the benevolence of goat versus fish. The first electric guitar I ever held.
Tongue
was
torch,
the electric
Zach
guitar of
sauce,
Goat versus Fish.
tongue torch
I went
and
on to
Zach
do
sauce.
epic
With
shredding
Zaxby's chicken
wherever
finger plate, the
everyone
question is
heard
not
the
will you
epic
sauce those
shredding.
hand-breaded fingers?
From
The question is, can you get extra napkins? Endless sauceabilities, only at Zaxby's.
You got your money? Jackson, look. Look at this thing.
Turn myself down a little bit.
But
Don't touch it.
I want a cheeseburger.
Let me tell everybody in Discord.
I know that.
For some reason, my microphone wasn't
Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish.
connected.
Fish in percussion with goat.
Where's my video?
Only had like the little.
There we
phone
go.
plug-in.
Okay, let's get back to what we were doing. Yeah, I was talking.
There will
through
come a
that whole
versus
thing.
for that. There will
So
come a versus
basically,
for
I was
that.
just talking through the process, watching that video. I have issue trying to
At a
mount
future versus, goat versus fish will be there making
file
musications.
on my
And if you
PC
come there, then
because
maybe you can strum along with goat versus
it's
fish. But
weird.
please,
But
I have heard.
you have
let's
heard.
go back to
Let's
doing
put this back in the verses.
I
I'm
have
gonna
heard
go
one of
pull
those
that video
podcasts,
back
not
up.
kidding, where you were up on stage and like singing and stuff.
Yeah, for some reason my microphone
I did
wasn't.
see also one of them like you were
oh.
sitting and then you
There, how's that?
like, come to
Is that
WillyTown
better?
and stuff like that.
Oh yes, we
turn
sing
myself
about
up a
coming to
little bit.
WillyTown Fest. We want them to come on down to WillyTown.
All right, so what
The
was I
best
doing?
verses around. Here's the best verses around. Thank you for your drumming, goat.
Alrighty.
Trash Panda goat.
Cool.
Always appreciation.
Here you go, versus-
All right.
We will see you next
So,
verses.
let's pull this video back up.
Oh, there will be many shirts. There will be many shirts. Oh,
One sec. Let me
the verses continue.
pull it up here for
The verses continue. Of course, goat versus fish is very cool. Stankfinger, welcome to goat versus fish. Stankfinger is in the chat of goat versus fish. Stankfinger is in the chat of goat versus fish. We've got verses. And would you look at that? It's Shrimpy Mo.
Oh God. We're gonna start this
Stankfinger
video
goat.
over again.
Stankfinger goat. Celebration for goat.
What am I doing? Why am I not in OBS?
Everything's got to move back.
Bam! There we go. Okay, here's the video.
Oh my verses.
This is why I asked 5 times before I said where are we putting
Oh my verses. Oh my verses.
So I've done a few of these steps already. That's what I was talking about when I
My verses. My verses.
have this.
There's frustration. There's
We have done all
frustration
this.
at WillyTown Fest. Frustration at WillyTown Fest.
The problem is this guy's telling me how to install it
Frustration.
from a CD, not from a file I get off the
Fest
internet.
WillyTown
So.
Fest. Oh no. Oh no.
Once you've created your new folder, click on the download link, which you can find.
So we have now heard. Simply
download the pre-installed.
have overheard from Glassman Man the Goat.
We have this. I downloaded
All
that
of these
before
verses,
I
all of
got
these
live,
verses.
went live. Make sure my stream's looking all right
All
here.
of these verses must be moved. Must be moved back.
So I feel like my camera was kind of freezing. Am I frozen?
All of these verses
No, I'm
must be
not.
moved back.
Okay, we're good. We're
Is
good.
this what we've heard on the living streams of
This file is
Music Willy? Oh my verses.
Okay, I have this downloaded, extracted into a file, into a folder.
Simply click with your right mouse button.
Oh my verses.
I wish this wasn't in German. Niece, I need you.
Verses, yes.
Insert your games ROM into your CD drive. Now you can see which letter your CD or DVD drive is using. In my
Oh
case,
my
it's
verses.
the D drive. Go back to your Windows 3.1.
That is why Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish has a light versus we have.
Select edit on all.
This
This
is
for
what I
Goat
need
versus
to
Fish.
do next.
And we, of course, we have. Let us say Goat versus Fish has to move back. Let us suppose Goat versus Fish has to move back. Well, we just take this verses. We just take this verses. And we move back.
We're going to use the D drive.
And look! Goat versus Fish moved back! Goat versus Fish moved back! Wow,
gonna
Goat
do what he's
versus
doing.
Fish, that was an easy versus. Let's see that versus again. Let's see that versus again. Move back, Goat versus Fish.
We're not. This isn't running off a CD-ROM, but we'll try this. We'll try this. So let me pull up the Windows file here.
Goat versus Fish moved back! We moved the whole versus back! 20 or 79 verses! Oh, Goat versus Fish, such power!
I need to edit this.
And of course we have to take this with Goat versus Fish.
There we go. All right. So we need to. Mount
Must be moved back.
H.
Goat versus Fish.
H.
Goat versus Fish.
D. Colon.
Goat versus Fish was going to play some celebrations and some musications. Perhaps some acoustifications for Goat versus Fish. Perhaps some acoustifications for Goat versus Fish would be.
We're gonna see if this works.
Be the
guys.
verses.
Minus
Perhaps some acoustifications would be the verses. Let's find out what's happening at WillyTown Fest. Let's see what's happening with Goat and Fish.
CD-ROM. Okay.
Right now?
Save that. See what else we got to do. Yeah, this is for Windows 3.1.
By the way,
People, I got this link. I got this link from the Abandonware comments for Orly.
simply drag and drop the same Windows bat file onto the DOSBox shortcut. Start Windows 3.
That's Goat versus Fish.
Okay, that's
You are
easy.
wise to know this. You are wise to know this. How do you know Goat versus Fish?
I am friends of Glowstick and Liz Vega.
Celebration. Welcome.
Yes. I am one of the best friends of Liz Vega from Los Angeles.
From Los Angeles. Some
Los
say Goat
Angeles.
versus
Oh my gosh,
Fish comes
this
from
is
Los
crazy
Angeles.
shit.
It
Ah.
is said.
Now you can select your CD-ROM
Are you
drive
goat or are you
and
fish?
any of your 90s CD-ROM.
What is Liz?
Okay.
What is Liz? Well, Liz, last versus Liz chose
Okay,
fish.
okay, okay. Will this work?
Last versus Liz chose fish, but it
Let's
is not up to
fucking
Liz.
try this, guys. Let's
No,
go to
but I
Windows
need-
3.1, I guess.
Scale.
Well,
Need a scale.
oh, you need scale.
Yeah, I
For
haven't
fish, you
either,
have
so
scale.
this is just on
Ah.
DOSBox.
So,
So
you
it's
truly need
let's
scale.
see what
You could
happens.
choose fish,
I hope this
but
doesn't just destroy
you do
my
not
computer.
have to choose fish. Some say the horns
do you
of
say to
goat
go in
can
the full
even be
screen again?
scales in a scaly horn
I like
in a certain
birria.
kind of verses.
Birria.
Birria. Do you enjoy cabra contra pez?
Wait, what did he say? to go
Cabra
in the full
contra
screen?
pez?
That one I don't know.
Cabra is goat. Pez is fish. Cabra contra pez is goat versus fish.
Ah.
Oh,
Cabra
okay, here we
contra
go.
pez, un otra vez.
Hold on. Let's go.
Yes.
Main
Birria is goat. Birria is a delicious
file
goat.
manager.
It is delicious.
It's a delicious goat.
Mm.
What a pescado. Do you enjoy pescado?
I do enjoy pescado. It is
Oh,
hard
I
to
bet
say
it's
if
in
I'm
the.
goat versus
Hold
fish.
on.
Not easy
Let's
to
try
say
it.
if you are goat
Shit.
or if you are a fish.
I'm not. Maybe the verses. Can I be verses?
Exit. How do I
You
exit
can
out
be
of this?
versus
Wait,
a
exit.
goat if you're a fish, or versus a fish if you're a
Okay,
goat.
okay, hold on.
How long will you be at WillyTown Fest?
All 3 days.
All
Okay,
three
hold
verses.
on.
Well, how about we continue this conversation? Go about, ask everyone here if they are goat or fish. Have a little
For my
conversation
scales.
about goat and fish.
Because we gotta mount
Then
this.
you return
Let's
to
try
goat
this.
versus fish at a future versus, and all those who are watching
drag
goat
this
versus
drop
fish
into this in the
have to
DOS
wait
box.
in anticipation to see if you choose goat or fish at a future versus when you are ready.
Maybe I'll be
I don't know
goat.
if this is gonna work.
Or maybe you'll just be goat.
And then let's
Or maybe
drag
you'll just be goat.
Windows
Are you goat or
3.1
are you fish?
I think I
in the
shall be
DOS
goat.
box.
You think maybe? Are you goat or fish?
I am goat.
Celebration for goat! Celebration for goat.
But maybe I'll be fish one day.
Maybe is it this day?
No, maybe not this day. I don't think this day.
You don't think this? Oh, this goat is a tricky goat.
Yeah, I could just
Tricky
delete and
goat.
download it again. That's
Maybe
no
I
problem.
don't think this day I might not possibly be fish. I'm
File
goat.
manager.
Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat.
See, I have to mount orally. That's the problem. I don't know how to mount.
From
The
goat
game.
versus fish.
Thank you, goat versus fish.
Always thank goat versus fish.
Thank you, goat versus fish.
Why do you choose goat?
Because I like birria.
That's the issue.
Like
I'm finding.
birria.
I
Classic
have
versus
here.
a classic versus.
It
Take
is.
with
How
you
am I
here
gonna
this
mount?
amazing literature of goat versus fish.
Let's
We
go
would
back
want
to
you
the
forget
comments
versus
here.
Goat versus fish.
Does goat versus fish know who
I want to see what Zombie
this
Wars
goat is?
Well, we know that you are a mighty goat, and that you are talking to goat versus fish, and that you are a I wish they all could be California goat, and that you are a friend of Liz Vega goat, and you are a friend of Stickily Glow goat, and you recognize goat versus fish.
Yes, this goat is Geo.
Geo. Welcome, Geo the goat.
I don't
Welcome,
know.
Geo the goat.
Let's
A
go to the
geological
comments.
goat.
Geometric.
Geometric goat.
We are going deep into this.
It's a noise for Geo the goat.
I've never
It's a
done
noise for
anything like
the-
this
the-
before, so this is all
Iron
new for me.
Jorano says Geote.
G-I-O.
Yeah, see, he's got it in the CD-ROM.
I-O-A-T-G, Geote.
Geo.
So, like, I feel like...
Geote.
Is this goat?
Is this goat? Thank you for choosing goat.
Hey Twitch, can you keep an
Do you?
eye
Are
on
you
these
prepared to follow
heavily
Goat versus
discounted
Fish on
subs for
social
me?
media?
Please
I follow you
don't
on
touch
Twitch.
them.
You follow
I'll
Goat
be right
versus
back.
Fish on Twitch, then why don't you have this amazing
Just kidding.
decal
It's
that
free,
says
get
Goat
subs
versus
there.
Fish? Ah!
Is goat versus fish?
Great teams form around great leaders. Leaders that inspire those around them
Goat
to
versus
step
Fish.
up
You are
and find
speaking
that
of
perfect
Team
moment
Glowstick
to
on
strike.
Twitch.
Stylish outside, savage inside. Lenovo Legion.
If you were to ask, yes, I'm John the Goat, or any of the many Team Glowstick or Glass Moon Man the Goat, is Goat versus Fish on Team Glowstick? You'd say, of course, Goat versus Fish is on Team Glowstick. But if you look on Twitch, Goat versus Fish has not, by technification, received the invitation to be part of Team Glowstick on Twitch.
Well, goat Geo can fix that. I can fix that.
Actually, we don't have to depend on Shrimpy Mo to send an
No,
invitation to Goat versus Fish.
no. I'm aggressive.
Celebration.
I aggressively tell them I am now affiliated. You put me on the team Glowstick.
What about Goat versus Fish?
Exactly.
You would do that versus?
I would do that versus.
Goat. Your versus is to get Goat versus Fish. Invitation to Team Glowstick on Twitch. That's your versus, Goat. Because you have chosen that versus.
I have chosen.
Celebration.
I am a tough cookie. I will. This goat shall get that fish.
Celebration.
Yes.
Celebration. And celebration for Team Glow Stick.
All of the team glow stick.
Celebration. Celebration. You are a mighty goat. You are a mighty goat.
Thank
Now
you.
we will tell you, goat, that now they are a bit of frustration because they're going to have to move back all of this fence work. They say it's too close, and they're going to have to move everything back in the verses.
Well, it's okay.
Choose your verses well. Choose your verses well.
Oh, I will
We believe
choose
in
my
you, goat.
verses. I am.
Tenacious goat.
Thank you. I am strong goat. I am powerful, hardworking goat. I'm aggressive goat. You follow Gio the goat on social media.
Please do please send a link to Goat versus Fish. Send a whisper, send an Instagram, and say this is Gio the goat.
Gio the goat. And then we can be friends.
And then we can be friends.
Oh,
Goat versus
yay.
Fish.
I
Can we
love
be
goat
friends even
versus
now with
fish.
Goat versus Fish also loves Goat versus Fish. You have so much in common with Goat versus Fish.
Yes.
Wow, what a lovely goat. What a lovely goat.
Those fishes are leaving.
The fishes are leaving. Well, the one is a fish and one is a fence sitter.
Ooh, fence sitter.
Ooh. They're probably going off to, sneaking off to enjoy some celebration.
Mighty Fine versus
Consumption.
Krispy Kreme burger.
Krispy Kreme burger. The decadence of the unification.
Only at WillyTown.
The unification, so decadence. It smells sweetly, and look. Goat versus Fish brings you the sunset. This sunset is brought to you by Goat versus Fish.
It was an honor to meet you.
The honor is Goat versus Fish. The honor is Goat versus Fish, and we shall see you about WillyTown Fest.
Yes, we shall. Yes, we shall. You are MC, I believe.
Master of Celebration.
Ah, yes.
The MC, Goat versus Fish. And they just say, Goat versus Fish, go out there and be Goat versus Fish. And we
Yes.
think that's a wise versus.
Good verses.
As Master of Celebration, let us welcome you to WillyTown Fest.
Thank you.
Always thank you, Goat versus
Representing all of Las Vegas, California.
Celebration for Goat. Celebration for Goat. Now Goat versus Fish. Surely through the tenacity of that goat, Team Glowstick awaits Goat versus Fish. Surely it is so. Mr. Lars, 85, welcome to Goat versus Fish. Dukes and also Roog, celebration. John Rando, celebration. Celebration. So they're going to have to move all these verses. Look. Oh, Goat versus Fish. Oh, Goat versus Fish. Look at this. Look at the verse. Hey, is there still one web stage available? Let's go look at the setting verses. We do have some musications happening here on the Stay Awake stage. We've got Chris Bro. We've got Chris Bro the goat. We've got Miss Led Buddha on the bass. We've got Business Fish, Lord Business Fish on the sticks. Setting verses. Subscription, resubscription, Mr. Lars 85. 5 months of Goat versus Fish celebration. Celebration for your continuing contribution to Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. It's Goat versus Fish. Again, it's always Goat versus Fish. Welcome back to Goat versus Fish. This is Goat versus Fish. Are you goat or fish? Are you goat or fish?
I am goat. I am the goat of all times.
Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Let's be sure to give that goat the new verses. The new verses of goat versus fish. We have to give the goat. We have to give the goat the new verses. We have to give the goat the new verses. Goat. Goat, please. Please take with you these mighty new verses of goat versus fish.
I will take this for the goats.
For the goat.
This one's for the goats.
This one's for the goat.
Down fish, up goat.
Down fish, up goat. Celebration. Celebration. Down fish, up goat. Down fish, up goat. Those are the verses of passing. Double fisting goat. With 2 hooves, the goat held. Inebriations in both verses. Inebriations in both verses. Here they all gather, here they all gather. Celebration! Ooh. Smells like toasty verses. Celebration! Yes. Yes.
This is a sexy fucking crown.
Oh, we are very sexy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I am goat versus fish. The master of celebrations of WillyTown Fest and Goat versus Fish is here to welcome you to WillyTown Festiverses 8, brought to you by the benevolence of Goat versus Fish.
We are winners!
Do you wish to be on the live living streams of Goat versus Fish? Hello to you, yes, yes.
Hello.
Yes.
My name is Kyle.
Hello to you, one that is called Kyle. Are you enjoying your inebriation?
Yes, I'm enjoying my nighty light. I gotta work in the morning, so I gotta leave later tonight, which is
Oh.
fun.
I like it better.
But I'll be back. I will be back after I get off work at 4.
Are you goat or are you fish?
Goat fish.
Are you certain that you are going down a very treacherous path? You are going
No,
down
I
a
am
very
goat.
treacherous path.
I'm goat.
Celebration for goat. Whew, we almost had a fence sitter. We almost had a fence sitter, but at the last verses you chose goat. Why do you choose goat?
Because I have a goat horn.
Ooh, look at the goat horn. Oh, please, let us examination that verses. Let us examination. Yes, yes. Yes, let us the horn of the goat. And we have even more goat horns. And look at this mighty horn of the goat. What does it say written upon the horn
It
of the
says
goat?
addicted. It was supposed to be a cover up, and then it didn't
I
cover up
was
so well.
addicted
But
to
now,
it one
but
time.
soon though it's gonna be all blacked out. But for now I have the goat horn.
Celebration for goat. Might as well face it. I'm addicted to goat. And for the goat. And for the mighty goat horn. Goat can cure your addiction. Just put the horn of the goat over your addiction and celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat.
Greatest of all time.
The greatest of all time. And here are the verses of goat versus fish. In case you are like, what's goat versus fish? That actually is a false question. Fishes do love goat. Some fish love goat. Not all fish love goat. Are you prepared? Are you prepared for the one true question?
I'm left-hearted, actually.
And is
Which
that goat
means
or a fish?
3 lefts makes a right.
There's no right or wrong. There's only goat and fish.
But 3 lefts do make a right.
And is left right or is goat fish? Is goat right or left fish? They're
It's
speaking
left
fencing to
out,
goat versus fish.
but it's not left on.
And is it you who are on the fence? Are you on the fence?
Of right, left goats on off syndrome, yes.
But are you goat or fish?
I'll let you decide.
Goat versus fish would never decide for you if you are goat or fish. Goat versus fish never decides
Maybe
for
I
you if you are
gotta
goat or
figure it
fish.
out. I don't know.
Maybe you do. But unless
Maybe
you
I don't.
tell goat versus fish if you are goat or fish, then we do not know if you have figured out if you are goat or fish.
Well,
we can do this all versus goat versus fish.
oh, dude, the goat and the fish are totally transparent.
Goat and the fish are totally mighty verses. They're totally versus one another.
Yeah.
We think we have what you need. Final verses, goat or fish. Final verses.
Oh, totally goat.
Celebration for
It's really an
for-
oak.
It's, but you did say goat.
No, elk is really the thing with the goat.
So oak is goat.
Man, be that if an elk is the best thing because it has the E, the L, and the K.
Oh, elk! You're
But-
saying elk to goat versus fish? Ooh.
Yeah, maybe. But I've always been told that I am the elk anyways. So.
Well, that is what they are telling you. We are asking you to choose goat or fish for yourself. It is not about what everyone tells
definitely elk.
you are.
Definitely elk.
For my verses, we have
Oaks are pretty badass.
we have a fence sitter. We have a fence sitter who will not choose goat or fish.
That's horrible.
Well, goat versus fish didn't.
Maybe it's
say to you.
amazing. I don't know.
Well, we're just saying that you're not choosing goat or fish.
Oh, no. No. I love goats.
So does goat versus fish.
But I just don't like goat that is not, like, aggressive.
Ah, you like only aggressive goat.
No, that would be an elk.
No, my verses. Fence sitters. Fence sitters. Fence sitters. You can receive this fence if you wish. But
Hey.
goat versus fish.
Man, I don't know.
I don't,
Don't
sit
know.
on the fence.
I
You
have
don't
to
sit on the
say-
fence.
I
Well,
have to say my elk spirit is like totally dominating in a lot of that. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I feel like, personally, I think that goat might be superior.
you think goat might be superior, and what is your evidence? Let us see the setting versus behind us. Yes, what is your evidence?
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. It is a classic versus. It's a classic versus.
That's. I feel like that's good enough. Not only that, all the people that take the GOAT title.
Take the goat title. Well,
Yeah.
this is quite a question for goat versus fish. So many claim to be the goat. Can they all be the goat?
No, some are fish.
Some are fish. Some are fish.
Yeah. Dave Katz is a goat.
Dave Katz is a goat. You have asked Dave Katz if Dave Katz is goat or fish?
I assumed.
Oh, you assumed. Well, you should speak to Dave Katz and ask Dave Katz if Dave Katz is goat or
I
fish.
believe, I'm not for sure, but I believe Dave Katz might be here to ask Dave
That
Katz.
would be a celebration. That would be a celebration. Are you goat or fish?
Goat.
Celebration for goat!
How is goat versus fish doing?
How is goat versus fish doing? Oh, it's a very mighty versus. It's a very mighty versus. While the ones over at WillyTown Fest have to uproot all their fences and move them back, goat versus fish has the freedom to wander about and just ask everyone if they are goat or fish. Master of Celebrations, Goat versus Fish, welcomes Goat to WillyTown Fest. Welcome to WillyTown Fest. Welcome to the celebration.
Welcome you, goat versus fish.
Thank you for welcoming Goat versus Fish. Please take with you this goat. Please take with you this goat. Goat, 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 goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. And we have here for you. The verses of goat versus fish. The verses of goat versus fish.
Happy WillyTown goat versus fish.
Happy WillyTown to you as well. Celebration, celebration. You should follow Goat versus Fish on all social media at Goat versus Fish.
I follow goat versus fish on our. Yes.
Thank you for following Goat versus Fish. Thank you
Yes.
for following Goat versus Fish. For you who follow Goat versus Fish, here is a decal of Goat versus Fish because you follow Goat versus Fish. Do you follow Goat versus Fish? If you follow Goat versus Fish, right, this very verse is.
Is it on? What is it on? Facebook?
It is on the Book of Faces. It is. We are live now on Twitch. If you versus on Twitch, Glowstick Willy versus on Twitch. You should follow Goat versus Fish.
Instagram.
Yes, and Instagram and the Twitterver and YouTubes.
Right there.
That's Goat versus Fish.
All right, follow. Like.
Celebration! You liked Goat versus Fish.
And follow. I'm following.
Celebration! We have a new Book of Faces like for Goat versus Fish. Celebration!
Awesome.
We hope to see you on Twitch. This versus. Well, it extends this far. But you see, Goat versus Fish is a clever versus. And
Oh, I just tried that.
yes. So it's quite a nice handy little versus.
You seen those weird 360 or those weird camera holders that are like, I don't know, they can move as you move.
We have seen these. But this also moves as Goat versus Fish moves. Look! It moves as Goat versus Fish moves about. Wow! Here is your decal of Goat versus Fish.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for liking Goat versus Fish. Tell everyone you know about Goat versus Fish, and tell all of them to tell everyone they know about Goat versus Fish, and ask them if they are goat or fish.
I feel like I seen you last year in Troy at the last WillyTown.
Goat versus Fish was master of celebrations of WillyTown Fest at that versus, and we continue. Celebration. Welcome to the Festiverses.
Thank you. Put this in here.
Celebration! Don't lose Goat versus Fish.
Hey, have a good one, Goat versus Fish.
We shall see you. We shall see you. We shall see you again, Goat.
Right.
Thank you for liking Goat versus Fish. That's a goat. That's a goat. That's a goat. Let us admire the setting verses once more. The setting verses. Now, the setting verses is a beautiful verses, but what's more beautiful than finding goat and fish at WillyTown Fest? What's more beautiful than finding goat and fish at WillyTown Fest? You tell goat versus fish. You tell goat versus fish. A solar verse. A solar verse. Goat versus fish. Reverse the verses. Reverse the verses. And there the loco's trapped. Trapped by the fence. Oh no. Trapped by the fence. Trapped by the fence.
This is Dude's girlfriend.
Oh.
Miss Curly Baker.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Behind the fence. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Are you goat or fish? Well, when you're ready for goat versus fish, we will be here for you. But if you're going to take that versus with goat versus fish, if you're going to take that versus with goat versus fish, then goat versus fish will just ask someone else if they are goat or fish.
Dude said he doesn't like your hat. I'm sorry.
Oh, fence creatures, fence creatures, fence creatures, fence creatures. Fence creatures. Fence creatures. Fence creatures. Fence creatures. Versus fish. We should really empower goat versus fish. We should really empower goat versus fish now. We got a like on the Book of Faces. We have spoken to goat and fish. We will continue to empower goat versus fish. We will continue to empower goat versus fish. Shall we change verses? Some power does remain on goat versus fish. We will still change verses. We'll just change verses and get even more power of goat versus fish. Even more power of goat versus fish. And there will always be more power still for goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Salutation. Salutation from goat versus fish. Goat until I die. And we hope you continue to live forever, goat. What is happening? Goat versus fish is happening. What is happening? Goat versus fish is happening. You must be patient with goat versus fish. You must be patient with goat versus fish. We're preparing the next verse. We are preparing the next verses. We think that goat versus fish, every verses, goat versus fish should travel with.
Let's go, man.
It's going celebration. Welcome to WillyTown Fest. With every verses, we travel with goat versus fish. Welcome. Hendane to goat versus fish. Hendane celebration. I am goat versus fish. We are at WillyTown Fest in Ohio. And we have our epic celebration. We do have our epic celebration. It smells of burning fence. It definitely smells of burning fence. And the verses shall continue. The verses shall continue. Fix it in post. Tooks and also Rook says, release the dude. Release the dude. Release the dude. Did you not get your verses stolen last year, Goat versus Fish? Yes, that is why Goat versus Fish is taking extra care and consideration. Extra care and consideration this verses. Extra care and consideration this verses. Grimmy the Fish, welcome to Goat versus Fish. We've got hot verses. We've got hot verses. It's getting to be that verses of Goat versus Fish. We need to ask many, are you goat or fish? We have so many verses to do. There's so many verses to be done. So many verses to be done. Are you goat or fish? Are you goat or are you fish?
Fish.
Celebration for fish! Goat versus fish, the master of celebrations, welcomes you to WillyTown Fest. Please take this fish. Take this fish. To remember forever, goat versus fish.
Hell yeah.
Yes, welcome to WillyTown Fest from Master of Celebrations, Goat versus Fish. Welcome, fish.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, fish. There's a lot of goat around. They want to versus the fish. Beware, it's goat versus fish. It's goat versus fish.
Fuck you, fish, I'm a goat.
You see, dude, there's a goat. There's a goat there. You thought just a versus ago, you thought you had it all figured out, didn't you? But then suddenly goat versus fish entered the verses as you consumed. Is that the grass of the land or the weed of the sea?
Weed of the sea, I'm a fish.
Celebration for fish! Weed of the sea! And there's a goat and a fence between them. And a goat, how do you expect to versus this fish when there's a fence? There's a fence between you. Oh.
This is the best thing I've ever seen.
It is. It is definitely the best thing you've
Good
ever
work,
seen.
dude. Good work.
Well, there is no good or evil, only goat and fish.
about that?
An offering for goat versus fish. Goat versus fish.
Dude, that shit is hilarious. Goat fish. Goat fish.
Goat fish. Now, goat versus fish is live on Twitch. 41 viewers just watch you declare fish. You're a well-known fish now. You're a very well-known fish. Are you prepared to follow Goat versus Fish on the social media at Goat versus Fish?
Oh, 100%.
If you follow Goat versus Fish right this very verses, we have for you a decal that says Goat versus Fish. Yes, Goat versus Fish is a powerful and persistent versus. Celebration! There's the Instagram, the Twitterver, the Book of Faces, and of course we are live on Twitch and the YouTubes. You can subscribe to Goat versus Fish. It is as you wish. It is as you wish. There's also Venmo at Goat versus Fish. That's a whole other versus.
Yeah.
A whole other versus.
Yeah.
It looks like the Instagram for Goat versus Fish, where over 2,600 follow Goat versus Fish. You could be the 2,600 and nth versus. Celebration for following Goat versus Fish. The follow of Goat versus Fish.
2603.
2603. 2603. Follow Goat versus Fish. Celebration. And now we award you the decal of Goat versus Fish. The mighty decal of Goat versus Fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Now go and spread the verses of Goat versus Fish. Celebration. Celebration for fish. Celebration for goat. Celebration for Goat versus Fish. We found a fish. That's how you verses. That's how you verses. They pass Goat versus Fish. They don't know a single verses about Goat versus Fish. Now they follow Goat versus Fish on the Instagram. That's how you verses with Goat versus Fish. That's how we verses with Goat versus Fish. Celebration. Missing WillyTown, Tooks and Rubes. You should be here at WillyTown's Fest with Goat versus Fish. You should be here with Goat versus Fish. Celebration. 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 There's Goat versus Fish. Riding the goat.
Come on down to WillyTown. We got all kinds of goats and fishies.
Mighty verses. That was a very mighty verses. Celebration. 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 This is the power of Goat versus Fish. This is the power of Goat versus Fish. This is the power of Goat versus Fish. Do you think that this one is prepared for the one true question?
Not yet.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. Not yet prepared. Not yet prepared.
Yeah, for real. At Dream Fest, it was like, that was super crazy. The floor feels a little weird. Yeah.
There's one. They will be prepared. They will be welcome to WillyTown Fest from Goat versus Fish.
All you Goat versus Fish fans, Eli loves you.
Eli loves you. Eli, the goat, the ridden goat, the goat that was ridden by goat, the goat that was ridden by goat.
By the time I got here, goat or fish? Goat.
Goat! Celebration for goat! Celebration! Meow, goat! Goat for life! Goat for life. How long have you been a goat?
7 years.
7 years ago. 7 years of goat.
Yeah.
7 years last verses.
Yeah.
Celebration for goat. And how are the fish? How are the fish?
Oh, we don't like the fish.
I don't like the fish. Yes, well, what did the fish ever do to goat?
Oh, World War III.
Oh, my verses. Yes,
Yeah.
we remember that old fancy conflict. We heard that though the goat and
It
fish.
hasn't happened yet, but
Well, but goat versus fish is now, and in the past and in the future is also goat versus fish.
we just get one of those seeing stones and you see it.
We hear that in World War III, that though many brave goat and fish were lost, that it was the fence sitter who chose goat or fish that profited from the whole verses. The goat and fish went out to die, and the fence sitter just got rich off of fat fences.
Those fence sitters. That's all they're about. Is just we're getting rich off everybody else's profitable endeavors.
Oh, fence creatures. Well, goat, it has been pleasant having this mighty intellectualization conversation with goat.
you.
Here's your goat. Here is your goat. Celebration for goat.
Yes.
Yes.
That's my second one, I think.
Your second goat. 7 million years ago. Celebration for your extra verses. And now, just in case you are starting to forget goat versus fish, please take with you.
Oh, I will.
This information.
Thank you.
This information about goat versus fish.
Thank you.
Oh wait, thanks.
Hail the goat.
Hail the goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. We've got a goat. We've got a goat. Politicalizations with goat. Politicalization discussion with goat. Celebration. 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 We are live with 43 watching goat versus fish at WillyTown Fest. It's WillyTown Fest with goat versus fish. It's WillyTown Fest with goat versus fish. 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 It's goat versus fish. Let's ask Professor Cash. Let's ask. Is that Professor Cash? Celebration. Celebration. It is someone else. It is yet someone else.
Celebration.
Celebration.
It's a celebration.
Is this a private versus? May goat versus fish have a conversation with your
man.
fine goat and fish?
Yes.
As master of celebrations of WillyTown Fest 8, allow goat versus fish, the goat fish, to welcome you to WillyTown Fest celebration.
Glad to be here, man. Glad to be here.
Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Are you goat or are you fish?
I'm both. I'm like a goat fish.
You're
I got
like
fucked by both of them. But
He's a
they
fence
swam
sitter.
around together.
He's a fence
and they
sitter.
muted, so I'd have to say that I'm a goat.
What, you are a goat?
Goat. I choose goat.
Celebration for goat! Celebration for goat! That was a very fancy way to get to goat. Celebration for goat! But listen, goat fucking fish, fish fucking goat. It all happens at WillyTown Fest. Every verse is. Every verse is. Oh, do you see what that goat is doing to that fish over there? Oh, you should be at WillyTown Fest. Can you even believe that verse is? Goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat.
We got a goat.
We've got a goat. We've got
We got
a
a goat.
mighty goat.
I'll still lick the fish.
Lick the fish. Smooch the fish. Lick the goat. What?
I'll hump
A verse
the goat.
is. You'll hump the goat. Well,
Hump the
now
goat, lick the
we're
fish.
now we're
Hump the goat, lick the fish.
Hump the goat. Lick the fish. And what do you do with the fence?
Well, you just jump over it.
Just jump over it. Whatever it takes to versus. Curtis versus 360 celebration. And what is your versus here at WillyTown Fest? Will you be making musications? Will you be enjoying the celebrations?
I'll be relaxing all the time.
Inebriations?
Yes. It's my relaxation. I don't get to relax. We do shit like this. I never get to relax. So this is my joys. This is my time to just have fun and fuck with your fish.
Celebration. Do you follow Goat versus Fish on social media at Goat vs Fish? Think so. Well, if you can prove it to Goat versus Fish will give you this amazing 2x4-inch decal of Goat versus Fish for all social media followers of Goat versus Fish.
He's like,
oh my verses. Oh my verses.
I am goat.
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 Celebration for Goat.
Celebration for goat.
Celebration for Goat. Goat. How are the fish?
Lame.
Fish are lame.
Fish are lame.
The fish are very lame. What's the lamest fish that you ever versed?
All of them.
Every fish was the lamest fish ever versed by this goat.
Sir. Yes, sir.
You do not need to call us sir. You can just call us goat versus fish.
It is a sign of respect, goat versus fish.
You respect goat versus fish. A goat versus fish is very respectable versus. Yes, goat
like
versus
it,
fish. Do you like goat versus fish?
I like the crowd.
I follow you, but not goat versus fish.
Ah, I follow you, but not goat versus fish. They speak in riddles to goat versus
Fish,
fish.
I mean, kids.
What is it?
Kids.
Kids.
Baby goats.
Kids, baby goats. Is this goat in relation to goat versus to
Maybe.
this goat? It could be. It could be, and you are both goat. That's a celebration. Did you just follow goat versus fish?
Yes.
Celebration, we believe in you. We believe in you. You can show goat versus fish if you wish, but we believe in you, goat.
Can I have a goat card, my friend?
Please take a goat versus fish. Please take a goat. Oh, my versus.
Oh.
Oh.
I was going to
Now,
Magic
now.
save. Magic save.
Celebration. Oh, you want a goat card?
Yes, yes, sir. I need another one.
Let us hear you bleat like a goat.
Negative.
Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat.
Celebration for goat.
Celebration. Nice bearded goat. May we pet the goat?
Yes.
Don't you wish you were here at WillyTown Fest just petting these goat?
Yes.
Yes. Do you follow Goat versus Fish on social media at Goat vs Fish?
I do not, because I do not use my phone for that.
Well, that's a mighty versus. That is a mighty versus. But just so you know,
I only got it.
it is Goat versus Fish. It is Goat versus Fish. It is a very fancy place. Social media is a very fancy place, but at least we have Goat versus Fish.
Maybe I will get my grandkids to show me.
Yes. We want the small ones. We want the small ones all to know about goat versus fish, so they grow up to be old goat and fish and say, "Back in my versus the goat versus the fish, like a proper versus of
Fish
goat
had no
versus
legs
fish.
back then.
Back in my versus fish had no legs."
That's why they cannot stand for anything, sir.
Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat, and welcome to WillyTown Fest.
Thank you. That's how I met you at Birds. Because you were explaining me. Go. I'm leaving.
They are leaving goat versus fish. They're leaving goat versus fish. And it's probably a very busy versus, but please look at this goat. They are driving around with goat. They are driving around with goat. And are you goat or fish?
I am actually bipolar, so I'm like, no, just kidding. I mean, you know, I'm a goat, but I wouldn't say I'm the greatest of all time. You know, I'm more like one of the best.
Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. And what are you doing here at WillyTown Fest? You're a very important goat, are you not?
I am, you know, I'm just helping out, and I'll be singing and with my band, Dustin and the Daydreamers.
Dustin and the Daydreamers. It's Dustin Smith and the Daydreamers. Goat. Celebration. Go about your go. We thought maybe you were driving towards the goat or the fish.
We got some fences to drive around.
Go about your verses, and remember, goat versus fish is at your call whenever you wish to call upon goat versus fish.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Celebration for goat. Celebration. Celebration! Dustin of Dustin Smith and the Daydreamers has chosen GOAT live on Goat vs. Fish. Dustin of Dustin Smith and the Daydreamers has chosen GOAT live on Goat vs. Fish. Live on Goat vs. Fish. White Castle 10 loves Goat vs. Fish. Tiffy Twirls, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Tiki Taco Tony, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. What has happened to Goat vs. Ah, yes, of course, the versus. We do have Goat versus Fish. We have Goat versus Fish. Yes, we are carrying around every versus. We are preparation. Perhaps it is time for some illumination of Goat versus
WillyTown!
WillyTown! We saw a goat earlier this versus. Imagine this as we describe it to you. So there was one such as you who declared goat. Sometimes fish, but this was a goat. And then there was another goat. And then the goat got on all four of its hooves and began bleating like a goat. And then like that, yes. And began bleating loudly. It began bleating at Goat versus Fish. And then the other goat got on the back of that goat and started riding the goat around. And they said, celebration for goat.
That's some mighty fine verses.
Some mighty fine verses. It was all live on Twitch. The reveal. The reveal. The unification. Celebration. Dragon Ball 325 is here for Goat vs. Fish at WillyTown Fest. Let's go see some musications now. Celebration!
Thank you. Celebration for everyone. How much time we got left? I know we started late.
Yeah.
Look at this glowing versus time's but a fence. Oh, glowing.
We're just gonna all
Stickly
walk
glow.
away from the cloth.
Taking my time, choosing my lines, trying to decide what to do. Looks like my time, don't wanna get off here. Got myself hung up on you. Seems to me, you don't wanna talk about it. Seems to me, you just turn your pretty head and walk away. Things that I'm growing don't taste the same without you. Got myself in, what this I've been in. Find myself trying to doubt you. Seems to me you don't wanna.
Let's see some dancing in the chat of Goat versus Fish. Let's see some dancing in the chat of Goat versus Fish.
Where's Matt Suarez out there? Are you out there?
They call upon Matt Suarez Musications. They call upon Matt Suarez Musications.
Gramps is definitely rolling in his grave. Just when I got the distortion pedal, how he said it. One.
Matt Suarez Musications. About to
Grilled
join the
cheese
verses.
Dan Electro. $20.
Goat versus fish. Are you goat or are you fish?
Still in my pedal board.
Once there was a fence between us, but now it is you and goat versus fish.
Goat.
Goat! Celebration for goat. Why do you choose goat?
Yeah.
No particular reason.
No particular verses. No particular
Because
verses.
my dogs told me to.
Your dogs told you to?
Yes.
And are your dogs goat or fish?
Goat.
They are goat. They are goat. So it's just a bunch of goats telling other goat to be goat, and it's just lots of goats and a goat.
Absolutely.
Now, you
Goat
don't have to
family.
be goat just because someone told
We're
you
goat
that you
family.
were goat. You're a family of goats.
Dude, nobody likes this.
Make some noise for the goat family goat. The family goat.
Last weekend.
Putting shit to use.
Celebration for
Now,
goat.
when you were the horny goat.
Now I'm the family.
That's
Family
what happens when you're the
goat,
horny
family
goat.
goat.
You become a family goat.
Family goat. Family goat. Family goat.
Horny
Family
means the
goat.
family, right? Thank you very much.
Always think goat versus fish. And look, goat versus fish is a nice versus. You can say celebration of goat versus fish. Yay!
Talk. Okay. Very good. Do you love me? I love you.
Matt Suarez Musications is ready for verses.
Oh yeah. We probably should.
Preparation. Preparation. Goat versus fish was just looking for the illumination of goat versus fish. It was on goat versus fish. It was on goat versus fish. It was on goat versus fish. The whole verses. It was all on goat versus fish. Here they go about. Verses continue. The moving about style verses continue. As you can see, moving about verses
More of this vocal in the monitor.
continue on goat versus fish. They continue
More
on goat versus
vocals
fish.
in every monitor.
Every monitor. Check.
Moving
two,
all the verses. They're moving all the verses.
A little higher.
Moving all the verses.
Check. Cool.
You need a Wi-Fi? I got an internet mobile thing I can bring over.
It's difficult verses out there. Goat and fish.
Probably my wife.
It's a difficult verses out there. It's a difficult verses out there.
Lights in the back.
We should information. We should information the goat.
Is there anybody Is there anyone at home? Relax. Patient face. Just the basic facts.
Hey, I wouldn't bother him right now, bud. We are not. Yeah, I wouldn't bother him right now.
I hear you feeling down. There is no pain you are receiving. The distant ships broke on the horizon. You're only coming through in waves. Your lips move, I can hear what you're saying. When I was a child, I had a feeling. My hands felt just like two balloons. Now I've got the feeling once again. I cannot explain, you will not understand. This is not how I am. And I have become comfortably numb. Okay, just a little different. There'll be no more. You may feel a little sick. Can you stand up? Do the things working now? That'll keep you going to the show. Come on, it's time to go. There is no pain you are receiving. The distant ships walk on the horizon. You are only coming through in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. When I was a child, I caught a fleeting glimpse out of the corner of my eyes. Now I've got the feeling once again. I cannot explain, will not understand. This is not how I am. And I
fucking Suarez, everyone.
Celebration. Celebration. Another mighty fine versus. We hope that fence sitter feels that feeling of goat versus fish once again. We hope they feel that feeling of goat versus fish once again. They're hard at verses, aren't they? They're very hard at verses. What's going on here? And we hear that they're taking the whole verses. They're moving the whole verses back. About 20 or 30 verses back.
Only a small verse, but we'll get through it.
We'll get through it with. We lend you our power, of course.
We are the Giants. We got roll
It's gotta
for
happen. It will be a versus. It will be a versus. It will be go versus. It is go versus.
Got no fancy clothes. Every time I see her,
It's Tyrus with 200 bits. It's Tyrus with 200 bits. Tyrus with 200 bits. Celebration. And for Tyrus, for the 200 bits of Tyrus, for the 200 bits of Tyrus, we presentation to you. This versus of moving about. Is it goat? Is it fish? Is it goat? Is it fish? Oh, it's goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Tyrus with 200 bits. Tyrus with 200 bits. Tyrus the fish, and yet it's goat. And yet it's a goat mobile. It's a goat mobile. It's a mobile goat. It's a mobile goat. Tyrus fish. Tyrus fish. I am fish. Celebration. Celebration. Celebration for goat and for fish. A unity spin. A unity spin. What about now? Now is a versus. Now is a versus.
I'm gonna need y'all to calm down. It's only Thursday.
Thank you guys.
Celebrate
We'll be back at 5 o'clock on Saturday. Stay tuned for Bipolar Opposites.
Celebration!
My soul is coming out.
Celebration!
Celebration!
And now, of course, now could be an acoustification of goat versus fish. But we would have to preparation the acoustification. And they're doing a lot of verses out here. They're doing a lot of verses, moving about. It's goat versus fish. We are going to give the verses.
That's easy.
Please, please, take this information about goat versus fish. Always thank goat versus fish.
Goat. I'm a fish.
Celebration for fish, celebration for fish.
Usually I am a fish.
Usually you are a fish, and you are a goat, and you are a goat.
No, I'm a fish.
Yes.
We have a goat,
Sir.
and we have a fish in the verses. Fish.
Goat.
Fish.
Totes my goats.
Totes my goats, totes my goats. You seem very confident, goat.
Yes, totes.
Totes confidence, goat.
Yes.
And with all of the smooching and moving about, wriggling about of that fish, you remain unfazed, a steady, stout goat,
Yes.
standing there ready for any verses.
Very strong.
Very strong goat, very
Dance.
strong goat.
I might dance.
You might dance. A strong goat dance. Let us see your strong goat dance.
I didn't move my feet once.
Wow. Wow, it moves about and yet its hooves remain firmly planted in the ground. Fish, you can come for this goat and well, you'll just have to try to verses because this seems like a very strong goat.
Yes.
Goat, we have verses before. Welcome back to Goat versus Fish.
Good to see you. Of course.
It's always pleasant to see Goat versus Fish. And welcome to WillyTown Fest from the Mastrip Celebrations.
Yes.
Goat versus Fish.
We're here again.
You're here again. Take with you this mighty literature of Goat versus Fish. In case you need to tell someone about Goat versus Fish, you should definitely have this information with you to spread the verses.
Will do. Thank you.
Always thank Goat versus
Enjoy
Fish.
your WillyTown.
Celebration.
Don't get lost out there.
Oh no, we will never get lost with Goat versus Fish. We have the chat to tell us.
Nice.
We're going to start a new verses. Do you wish to do a dramatic reading of the verses that Goat versus Fish has just provided for you?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what you just said.
Do you wish to read aloud the verses that we have just given to you?
In the beginning, there was goat versus fish. The goat fish and the goat fish said that there should be goat and fish, no alpha or omega, no black or white, no good or evil, only goat and fish, and goat versus fish. You have many questions. Who is goat versus fish? What is goat versus fish? Why is goat versus fish? But there's only one question. Are you goat or fish? Choose goat or fish, follow goat or fish, spread the word. Goat versus fish.
Celebration! That was the verses. That was the verses. This is a fun verses. We'll ask everyone to recite the verses of Goat versus Fish.
They might
Celebration
rap
for
it.
Goat. They might. Who knows what shall happen? Strong hooves planted in the soil, Goat. Celebration. 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 For that goat and for that fish. That know all about Goat versus Fish. That know all about Goat versus Fish. Here they are. The labors. The labors of Goat versus Fish. Oh. Goat versus Fish versing so hard. Oh, please, Goat versus Fish. Oh, so hard, Goat versus Fish, versing so hard. Versing so hard. Versing around, Goat on versus a fish. Goat versus Fish. Hey, are you goat or a fish? You goat or fish?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it'll probably be around 9.
It's a late versus, and whence is it now? There is still even. Goat versus Fish. Here they are versing again.
It's a Go versus Fish.
We are admiring the strength of your verses.
There's no strength in me right now, but Judge is very weak today.
Well, Goat versus Fish could do it. You can trust Goat versus Fish.
We're hopefully getting somebody to come over to simulate a golf cart or something.
Yeah,
so
yes,
what the
it
fuck
could
we're
make it a
doing.
little easier, yeah.
But is this how you run? These are like
I had the 3 already set across
We
the
offer you
front.
this
yeah, they
illumination.
came out of the ground and the thing fell over.
Oh,
so we're making sure that this is like how you want it, right? You want this orientation.
We got this. I mean, here's one corner here.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's,
It's good. You're making sure it's the way you want it facing the start.
perfect. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you moving it. It's going to make tomorrow and Saturday just a whole lot better day for every consumer here.
You're alright.
Let's take this fucking jacket off.
Good to help you.
Just think that maybe having a little team of 3 people to run the hammer, because it wears somebody out, and then have somebody that can run the hammer for a few minutes. And, you know, 'cause we just need more people running the hammer.
I got it. Give me a little longer.
The head is flying off, so be careful when you're swinging. Yeah, just letting you know.
It's a hard versus. It's hard versus out there. It's a hard versus out there.
There's 2 sledgehammers now.
This one, the head flies off occasionally.
Goat versus fish would do it if they would trust goat versus fish. If they would trust goat versus fish. We would certainly versus.
That's 6. Does it need to go deeper?
Yeah, they, you know, when they came out of the ground and they were.
Goat versus fish. Well, we could get some consumption for goat versus fish. This might be the perfect versus. For the long promised taked potato of goat versus fish. Oh yes. Spuds for goat versus fish? At this versus? Spuds for goat versus fish at this versus? Breathing celebration. Oh, they're coming for goat versus fish. They're coming for goat versus fish. Oh, my versus. They're coming for goat versus fish.
Say it's a celebration.
Celebration. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish.
I don't have fish.
You don't have fish.
Let's go find a fire pit.
Go and find a fish. Go and find your fish. Go and find your fish. So here's the versus, goat versus fish. If we show you goat versus fish, and then we turn to illumination goat versus fish, now you can see goat versus fish. But now goat versus fish cannot see beyond the brilliance of goat versus fish. We cannot see beyond the brilliance of goat versus fish. We look out there and goat versus fish. So, but then we turn the versus out. Now goat versus fish. Now goat versus fish can look about. Can look goat versus fish. We must conserve verses. We must conserve verses. I like this illumination. So does goat versus fish. We like the illumination of goat versus fish, always. We like always the illumination of goat versus fish. But what's this versus? Off in the distance, something smells celebration of goat versus fish. Something smells very celebration for goat versus fish. Something smells very celebration for goat versus fish. If it isn't, it's the return of dolled up spuds. Is potato goat or fish? Is potato goat or fish? We're finding out this versus on goat versus fish. You say, oh, what happens when there's no musications at WillyTown Fest? You can go and you can get the verses of consumption. Dolled up spuds. Looking very cute for goat versus fish. Oh, did you dress like this just for goat versus fish? Wow. Are you goat or are you fish? Celebration. Let's see who's in the verses. Welcome to goat versus fish.
Hello.
Welcome to goat versus fish.
Hello once again.
Oh, she was goat versus fish. Once again, welcome back to goat versus fish.
Absolutely.
It's Shrimpy Mom. Welcome to goat versus fish. Are you goat or are you fish?
I'm fish.
Celebration for fish. Celebration
Always
for fish. Celebration for fish. Were you fish last WillyTown Fest?
I was fish. I'm always fish.
Return of the fish. And as Master of Celebration Goat versus Fish, welcome to WillyTown Fest. Welcome to WillyTown Fest.
Thank you.
Always thank Goat versus Fish. Did you know that in the Ozarks, J-Mo actually got off the fence and chose fish for one versus?
He is his mother's child, I guess.
Wow. It said I was swimming in the pool and so I'm fish this versus.
Right.
But then back at WillyTown Fest, back on the fence.
Back on the fence. That's my fence setter.
That's the fence sitter of the fish. Goat versus fish is hungering for one of your delicious verses. What sort of offerings do you have to goat versus fish?
Oh my goodness. We have our full menu there, but we also have pulled pork. We have a green goddess, which is a vegetarian option, and we have chicken bacon ranch.
We shall look about. We shall look about. Let us see what they are offering to goat versus fish. Now, some of those verses we do not know if they are goat or fish, so we would just have to consume it and find out. Talk about it. Talk about it. Southern versus buffalo fence sitter, yarn bard, breakfast, chili, Philly. You want to see, well, goat versus fish? We're going to order a versus. It's going to be ordered by goat versus fish. What's on the southern potato?
Fried chicken pieces, brown gravy, chicken or corn, cheese, and green onion.
Okay, we have heard about that
like
versus.
a KFC famous bowl, but way better.
So we see. What is in the barnyard?
Barnyard is ham, bacon, green peppers, onions, shredded cheese, sour cream, and green onion.
That sounds like a mighty versus. Goat versus fish. I would never be able to decide, well, when you're goat versus fish, you have to make difficult decisions, like between goat and fish, and always between goat and fish. Goat versus fish. We believe we have the verses. We believe we have the verses. Goat versus fish is pondering to enter the barnyard. But before we do, please repeat on you say chickens, bacons, ranch to goat versus fish. And what were the other two special verses?
Pulled pork. Pulled pork has macaroni and cheese, pulled pork, barbecue sauce, shredded cheese, and green onion.
And then there was one more verse that you said there was a goddess.
Green goddess.
And what's on that verse?
That is artichoke hearts, broccoli, asparagus, mushrooms, grilled peppers, onions, and a cream sauce.
Oh, my verses. Well, goat and fish in the chat. We are either going to do the green goddess or the barnyard. That's what it's going to be for goat versus fish. Let us see goat if you want barnyard, and fish if you want the green goddess. And goat versus fish. We'll choose goat or fish. What do you say to goat versus fish? What do you say to goat versus fish? Fish. We have Zeppelin Man Gaming for fish. We have Sunnyvale representation for fish. We have Tyrus with a 100-bit celebration. We have smoked rugs with goat. Goat for the barnyard. Fish for the goddess. We have two fish. Gabby Doon, welcome to goat versus fish. We have goat. We have goat. We could do goat one versus and fish the next versus. We have goat and fish and fish. There are many verses to consume here, but of course, Dolled Up Spuds is the one true versus, of course. Zeppelin Man Gaming, fish. We've got goat, we've got fish. Looks like we've got more fish than goat. We will wait just another brief versus. Goat for the barnyard, fish for the goddess. This is goat versus fish. Of course, Tiffy Twirls. We bring you goat versus fish. Tiffy Twirl says both. Well, of course, you're a fence sitter. Of course you would say both, goat versus fish. Tyrus says fish. Smoke Frog says goat. Fish. Okay. It's the goddess. A goddess for goat versus fish. A goddess for goat versus fish. And while we know that it would be a delicious creaminess, light cream for goat versus fish. Light cream for goat versus fish. Light cream for goat versus fish. Goddess it shall be. The goddess it shall be. We will ask the goddess if it is goat or if it is fish. We'll ask the goddess if it's goat or if it's fish. And goat versus fish, we may need to get some versus American dollars to make an offering. Goat versus fish. Now we are certain that Shrimpy Mom the fish. We are quite certain. We are quite certain that they would give it freely to goat versus fish. But goat versus fish must insist on making an offering. As master of celebration, goat versus fish, we insist on making an offering. They deserve versus it. They deserve versus it. How is WillyTown? It's a celebration. WillyTown is a celebration. There's hard versing going on. There's hard versing. But it is a celebration. And we can truly thank goat versus fish for that versus. We can truly thank goat versus fish for that versus. Goat versus fish. Frustrations averse. Frustrations averse. But well, keep it celebration, goat versus fish. 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 Oh, the fence trooper is looking celebration.
Celebration.
The fence trooper is looking celebration. Oh, it's one of those new fence troopers. Oh, think you're so cool. You're so sleek.
Oh, wow.
Celebration with a fish. Celebration. Celebration. It is still a celebration. It's still a celebration. Welcome to WillyTown Fest. WillyTown Fest. Goat versus fish welcomes you.
Welcome to the Art Dome.
The Art Dome.
It's not a dome, it's a tent, but it's art.
Well, goat versus fish has heard that some versus art is goat, some versus it's fish. It can be the Art Dome if you declare it so.
It will be goat or fish.
It will be goat or fish, yes. Very wise, very wise. This is not a construction of a fence. This is definitely goat or fish. And soon, all of these verses will be covered with goat versus fish, every last verses. But for now, here in the art tent, let's admire this beautiful work of verses. Look here. Gaze upon it. It's fuzzy. Is this not a glorious art of goat versus fish? We could contemplate on this forever. The choices that were made to make this verses.
I appreciate their work.
Appreciation. There's much to ponder here. There's very much to ponder here.